Yeah, no, they're not. They ain't playing at all. I mean, from a lock to the sock, or one of these, you know. I mean, it's real.
How long did it take you to make that? Show the people what that is real quick.
No, this one right here. I brought this one out with me. This one been with me for a long time. You know, I had to take it home for a souvenir, along with my coffee cup.
What up, everybody? Big Hurt 916, and you tune into another edition on Prison Talk. I'm here with one of my OG homies from way back in 2000, Lompoc, USP, the homie Boo. Made it home, man. It's a blessing to see this dude home. 26 years, man. It's insane. He had a 44-year sentence. For you guys out there talking about all this gangster bullshit, you don't want to have that weight like that on your shoulders. Boo, man, we were just talking, a minute ago, man. I mean, dude, what was the mindset, man? How did you have the mindset to continue moving forward, man, with that kind of time? I mean, they gave me a decade, bro, and I'm like, dude, it's just a lot of weight, man. People, they run around here and they thinking they're stressed because their credit card bills or student loans. I mean, that ain't shit, man.
Yeah.
How'd you keep that mindset, man?
Well, for the most part, having three daughters on the outside, they kept me strong.
Yeah.
They kept me focused for the most. When I was coherent, because in prison, we, ain't nothing but a gangster party. But when you're sober, top of the morning, you got the kids, you got to think about them, and it's not all about self for the most part, I mean, for me being in prison and then having a family on the other side of the wall, you know what I'm saying? I had to juggle,
Yeah.
and it's a very difficult balancing act, but I did it. I did it for many years, I hustled, put them through school, put some through school, you know what I'm saying? And, made us proud.
I always think about, we talk about, there's people in there committing suicide. There's people in there who just basically drug overdose. They do all kind of things to try to escape. And I used to be thinking like, what could I hold on to from the streets to keep me focused so that I could get out? Because like it's a fine line. Like you said, at some point you get like, I'm just gonna go savage, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna. I don't. Who gives a f, man? I'm up in here now, so it's eat or be eaten, man. You know what I mean? So it's a fine. It's like a. And then, like you said, trying to keep to where you can kind of have some sense of humanity where you're still human.
Yeah, some semblance of humanity. You got to have something to hang on to. You got to hang on to something.
Because if you lose that, man, it's like.
It's a wrap.
It's like you almost turn into.
You don't care no more. You animal.
You don't care no more. I remember. We were at Lompoc together. Remember they had that one that lieutenant, the female. She was kind of gang. She was kind of like a little one of those Star Trek characters, and she used to be like with the goon squad. And she, I remember one time she called me out the kitchen when I was leaving the mess hall, and she's like, inmate here, inmate. And they're like, man, she's calling you. I kept walking. Then they came and grabbed me. And they said, did you hear me calling you? I said, man, I'm Big Herc. Or you can call me Mr. Timmons or Marcus Timmons, but I'm not an inmate.
Right.
And they looked at me like, who the hell is this dude? And I thought that was going to go to the hole. I'm like, they're gonna beat me up and take me to the hole. They said, get the hell out of my face. And they
you just want to be respected as a human being, as a person.
That's it, man. Because we have some, you have so many lockdowns on Lompoc, man, because of just, I mean, like I said, when I got there, it was on lockdown, and I remember right before I got there, was you telling me, remember the one dude came out the kitchen with the two straps?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, were you there in the kitchen when that happened?
No, I was in USP Florence when that happened.
Dude came out the kitchen, they said, with two straps on us, and just went out the guards, man.
Yeah, that's with that dude Green, that CO Green. Yeah, he that dude, his partner, the one who actually was supposed to, you know, got the business. You know, he poured shampoo all over the brother's Quran, prayer rug, and
Oh,
his family photos.
wow.
Yeah, yeah,
He just said he just lost it, huh?
yeah. He lost it, man, because that's all he had.
That's all he had. That's the only
That's
thing he.
that's the thing that we're talking about. That when you got to stretch, you got to have something to cling to because
Yeah.
and his whole hopes and dreams to keep him alive were
Yeah.
were
Got it.
disrespected.
That's the only thing as far as, like you said, a sense of humanity, man. I remember even, we were at Lompoc. I remember a couple of guards, remember one of them they built off, and I think it was Tom was getting down with a dude in the kitchen. They used to be up in there going,
Oh yeah, Thomas used to do that all the time.
yeah. Like, he catch a fade with you quick.
Yeah, he didn't care. That white boy was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and the other black guy got into it, because remember he started dating his wife, or his ex-wife or something?
Yeah, actually they're married right now.
Oh,
I'm trying to remember his name. I just seen him at FCI.
He's still working in the system?
Mm-hmm.
Married to Thomas's ex, huh?
Yeah, the lady with the red hair.
Yeah, because remember he came to work with a black guy that one time because they got into
What
it?
about both of them came to work with black eyes?
Yeah, from fighting that. Them guards be going at it, man.
Can't forget his name.
Yeah, the little short brother, man, I forgot his name too. Worked up in the
He's about 2 feet shorter than Thomas.
Yeah. Yeah, because Thomas like 6
It
foot.
start Carl's. Dang, I forget his name.
Did you see a lot of inmates hook up with guards up in there?
Sure. Yeah, that happens from time to time.
Yeah.
That's normal. It's the norm.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, people are human.
Yeah.
Especially if you can get somebody else to recognize that you're human, that's a plus.
Yeah.
You're doing a good thing.
Do you remember at Lompoc? I remember they had the one guard, the female guard, the Mexican guard. I remember catching one of the dudes, the South Irish dude.
I know you talking about.
Remember?
Yeah.
He was kissing. I caught him kissing on the girl. Act like I
Yeah.
didn't see it.
No,
You ain't never supposed to act like you see anything.
I know you talking about too.
Yeah, remember?
'Cause that's my dude. He's here in San Diego too.
Yeah. He's from San. Yeah. Did he get out?
Yep.
Oh, he finally got out.
Yeah, he's working construction.
Yeah. He had a. I remember because he used to mess with Harold too to some degree to help him with his paperwork. So
Yeah.
I remember. He was. He had a drug case and they gave him some time, man. But he's trying to get back into court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah. I walked by and I seen him I said, "Oh man, he up here doing his thing." I just kept it pushing. I
Yeah.
from Harold's. Yeah.
Yeah, but I told the same girl, hey, because she pushed up on me, and I'm like, look, check this out. For anything to ever work, not for me, but for you, you need to stop spreading yourself too slim.
You already seen what she was doing, huh?
Yeah, because she was doing too much with other people in other units.
Yeah.
And it's like, and what happened at the end, she went down.
Oh, did they take it down?
Yeah, like I said, she was spreading herself to
There was the white girl
thin,
too
man.
in the other unit. Remember across the way, she was fucking that dude was trying to get up on her too. A little young one. And it's like in Lompoc, man, them dudes had it super game. So I mean, it's only a matter of time up in there, man.
Yeah, but like I said, when they push up on you, they trying to get that money.
Yeah. They trying to see what's happening. I mean,
Yeah, and, just because they're a correctional officer, they're there for a reason. They're trying to get paid.
Yeah.
And which way they can get paid, they're gonna get paid.
If you're fed up with paying cable companies and streaming apps too much money every month, then Vault TV is the solution you've been waiting for. Watch up to 100,000 movies on demand, up to 5,000 TV shows with over 120,000 episodes. Visit us at vaulttv.com.
Now, a lot of people ask us about people having shanks and stuff in prison and protecting you. Some people think, oh, the feds. And it's like, dude, the feds, it might not be in a sense, like what you think you're getting from the state, but there's people up in there. It's about the business, man. I mean, it's like, it's interesting because you brought us something to let these fools see exactly, you know.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? What type of, you know, tools are being used up in there, man. And the game is like, it's just like dudes ain't up in there playing, man.
Yeah, no, they're not. They ain't playing at all. I mean, from a lock to the sock, or one of these, you know. I mean, it's real. You know, that depending on the, you know, the.
How long did it take you to make that? Show the people what that is real quick.
Oh yeah, this one right here. This is my own personal one, right here. I'll take it with me. I gave my other ones away. I know some of you say, "Oh man, you're supposed to leave that in jail, man, for the homies." No, they didn't need this. No, this one right here. I brought this one out with me. This one been with me for a long time. You know, I had to take it home for a souvenir, along with my coffee cup.
I remember that coffee cup you had the etching on it, right?
Yeah, it's still there. I still got it. I was gonna bring it.
I remember that coffee cup, man.
Yeah.
Remember we used to sit back, man, and listen to on the Sundays, listen to the radio, the college station.
Oh yeah.
Remember we used to be up there chilling?
Yeah, because they would have, you know, that's the old school.
Yeah.
Old school days.
Yeah, we'd be up there listening to the damn college station, man. That's like, dude, to go from that and to be here on the streets, man. People don't understand, like, that shit is crazy, man.
It is.
Because, like, when I left you guys, I tried to stay. I actually didn't want to leave. It's messed up that I want to leave the USP, but I was learning so much, I don't want to leave. And in my 18 months, they recategorized me because my points dropped, and they shipped me out. But I'm like, man, you know, because they were shipping everybody out to Atwater, Victorville, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to leave. And I dropped the kite on the warden, like, hey, man, if you ship me out, blah, blah, blah. And I remember, and I'm like, they're like, dude, the warden they're gonna come tear your ass up for trying to talk shit.
No, but you had legal work going on at the time.
Exactly, and I wasn't trying to miss out on that.
Yeah.
And like I said, with the crew you guys had at Lompoc, everybody was so sharp. I mean, and Harold had that U.S. Attorney manual. Man, every time I read a page, I was like,
hey,
we got played.
That U.S. Attorney manual was a beast.
Dude.
You know that. You know what? Forget the Constitution.
Yeah.
That is the Constitution.
Yeah.
And if you know that, you in the money.
You know, you guys, I talked about it before on my interview about my mentor, Harold. Man, Harold, man, you know, white cat, people think all racial, man. Look, Lompoc, man, you trying to get game. You know, Booth from the island, I'm black, Harold's white. I mean, we had other white cats, we had black cats, we had Hispanic. It was about trying to, everybody's in a dire situation. But Harold, he was my mentor, and Boo, you know, we got cool because he seen I was on some different time, and we used to get together. And you know, I told you guys, you know, the homie passed and stuff, heroin overdose. But man, dude, Harold, he was such a smart dude, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the type of stuff he would show us, like he said, the attorney manual. This dude Harold put his daughter through Chapman College, and she was worked for the Federal Reserve. I mean, dude, it don't get no higher than that.
Exactly. In Australia.
Yeah, in Australia. It was in Australia, man, and Harold used to tell us stories. I'm like, man, you know, this dude is just like, we were in a place so dark, but we were able to find light. You know what I mean? And all the stuff going on. Remember, there's a lot of, Lompoc always had stuff kicking off, man. They were checking in dudes getting booked. I mean, dude, there was a lot of shit going on. I mean, and you guys, a lot of you out there, everybody, you know, thinks it's, oh man, you know, ain't nobody tripping, everybody snitching now. I had somebody on my channel before, this goddamn Matt Cox, and you know, oh man, nobody's a friend. This dude right here, solid. 26 years. So for you busters out there talking about, oh man, blah, 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 you trying to justify it, man, look, there's places, ain't nobody, if they find out your paperwork, tell them, boo, they see that paperwork, man, as soon as they find out, it's a wrap. Dudes remember having their girlfriends go online and find out shit. Remember that?
No, they still do it today. You know, we're not gonna explain how they do it.
Yeah.
But you know what? You can't hide because, you know, when they say, hey, bring your paperwork and you bring your PSI, we know the shit has been doctored up. So that's when we're gonna ask you to bring your trial your sentencing transcripts. So the sentencing transcripts don't lie because they're gonna tell everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna give up the other part of the game.
No,
how we
no.
find out how you motherfuckers is hot and shit. We gonna keep that for us.
And you guys can't. It's gonna catch up to you. It's just like Boo found me through social media. You know, when I seen the text, I'm like, what? That can't be real. And he's like, man, we was at Lompoc. I'm like, oh man, this is crazy, man. 20-some years later, and besides him, there's been other people who who have hit me up. Like, dude, I used to see you at Lompoc. I seen you at Herlong. You know, COs that said, dude, I remember you when you was used to always go to law library. So you guys, it's like he said earlier, man. We were talking about your credit score is your street score. I mean, you can't. Those you gotta have straight, man. You can't be faking those, man.
No.
I mean, it's not something that you can hide from. And even on the streets, man, stuff like that catches up to you because when somebody sees you're solid, man. And I mean, you've always been 100, man. So it's like I said, it's a blessing, man, that you made it up out of there, especially with the obstacles you had to overcome, man. I mean, dude, when you're in that situation and people think when you don't really see the light, you're just like you got to handle circumstances as they come. You can't think about you know what I mean, because you got to handle survival first, and everything else you got to deal with later on. And I tell people all the time, it's like you was up in there, you got to play chess with a lot of dudes because you could see it.
That is a real chess game.
I mean, whether it's COs or other, other inmates. I mean, you've seen a dude like certain dudes, like, okay, I gotta watch this cat. You know what I mean? I gotta, this dude is somebody. It's like, I gotta look over my shoulder, or I gotta, to some degree, not let him know that I'm on to him or I peep his style. I can tell he's a hater.
Yeah.
A lot of haters up in there. A lot of people that when they see you shining, even if you're in there hustling, you know what I mean? You can't let people know about that because dude is also trying to hate on your hustle game. Dropping kites.
Oh yeah, it happens. Even though it's not supposed to happen in a penitentiary setting, it does happen. There was one time one of the Special Investigative Services officers, SIS, he was like, you guys are slick, but we're slicker because in every set in the prison, whether if you're blood, a Crip, a Southsider, a Aryan brother, he says we have at least one or two snitches in there. And believe me, I believe them. I believe them.
They got ears everywhere.
Do they? And it's like that's the part where I backed up. And I'm like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always, always scrutinizing who I'm around, what I'm around, you know what I'm saying, at that given time because, and the people I'm around. So, if a certain thing went down, that there was only whoop, 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 who was there. So from that point, you can start deducing, prime suspect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Process of elimination.
Yeah, the process of elimination. It's like, man, so, I mean, just being in a prison setting, it's almost no different than being out here because you still have the, same stresses. A lot of people say, "Oh, you're in prison, you don't have stress." No, we have stress, especially those with football numbers.
Yeah.
Because we want to make it out. At least most of us do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we want to at least have a second chance at experiencing life.
You made a good point right there too. You just said like we have somebody in all these circles, and when you look now, certain people that they through social media have blown up, whether certain rappers or like the dude for the shot caller for the Proud Boys, different people. These people are all they work with the government. They're working. They're the host on YouTube who's blowed up. He's interviewing people who sounds like I ain't got to say his name, but he sounds like a police investigator. So what color was the car that that the guy shot at you, how many people were in another car? Why would you ask me a question about the color of the car, how many shooters, and who else was in the car with me?
Yeah.
That's police talk.
Yeah, that's I don't know if you're gonna say police talk, but that's an investigative.
That's trained conversation.
You know, and in jail we call that dry snitching.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's why I said you gotta. When people think, "Oh man, that guy blew up off of talent," there's certain people they put in there. So when they get real ones around them, which you've seen how a lot of
you get real ones around them, they can't even look at you in the eye.
No, but they're using that dude as a conduit to build cases against the real ones because the real ones,
true.
You know what I mean? It's the whole network. So the game is so messed up. That's why I said your circle is probably gonna be about this big once you really see what you're dealing with out here, and that's why I try not to really associate myself or socialize with people. You know, once I see certain characteristics, which you've seen it, you know, dudes who kind of brag, oh man, I was doing this and that, or blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, you a buster. You know, I'm just looking at you, dude. You talk way too much about your accolades to not let you.
Yeah, all extra out.
Yeah, you ain't gotta even talk about it if you're about that life.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a lot of that going around. But like I said, I know you learned a lot just even coming out now. I mean, you ain't been out that long, man. But you can see it just when you look at certain people. Like, okay.
Yeah, I'm in a foreign country. Hey, for real. Hey, it's a trip. I mean, you know, coming out, being in there so long, and to come out here and everybody's like this. You got everybody's heads down.
Yeah.
You're driving and everybody's like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. You look at the traffic stop and they're texting whether it's like, damn, dude.
Yeah. I mean, everything's a trip, man. Especially with, you know, the advancement of technology and all of that. And it's like, wow, this is going to be interesting. You know, this is going to be a very interesting transition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's just like you know, I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but just like you said with technology, you know, people doing crimes and they got their cell phones right in their pocket.
Oh my God!
And they done basically cross triangulated where your location was exactly 10 o'clock when the robbery happened, when the murder happened, and it's your cell phone. The cell phone tower is bouncing everything off of everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, dude. You guys out there, my homeboy's telling me, you know that they have in certain neighborhoods, they have things in like on the cell towers and different things that can basically tell the trajectory if a bullet is shot.
Oh yeah.
Exactly where it came from, the angle, so it knows they can come by your house the next day. Oh, I know you shot a gun from over here.
Oh yeah, we got them all in our neighborhood too.
They basically ain't no shooting like up in the back in the day.
No, they still shooting. I mean, they bust every night where we live. I mean, they bust. You know, it's normal, but man, I see the little boxes though. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They like little stingrays. They call them like stingrays.
Yeah. So if there's actual crime in the area, they would use that as far as.
Yeah, I mean, if it came down to it, but they're just up there, man, for taxpayers' expense.
Yeah.
They probably bought each box for about $100, but charge, you know, the taxpayer $1,000.
Do you think at the end of the day, man? I mean, you know, you've seen stuff go. You know, as far as the state, you've seen the feds. I mean, what do you think the big difference is, man?
Between the state and the feds? I mean, there's you know, the dynamics is totally opposite, man. I mean, you know, honestly, you know, it seems like the state gets a little bit more care than the feds does. A lot of people think, oh, the feds get everything. No, we get dogged out. State might be locked down a lot more, you know, but man, they got their commissary, they got their TV. Man, we ain't got none of that.
And it seems like it's easier to get, as far as like the guys with the time, to get action from the state than the feds.
Yeah, I mean, as, you know, especially like because You know, one thing about the feds, they don't care who they lock up. You can be a first time offender and have no criminal history and get busted with a certain amount of drugs, and you know, the DA wants to tack on a conspiracy and a RICO and all of that, and you end up with a life sentence. You're a first time offender. If you know, on you know the flip side of the coin, if it was on in the state, you know, you're gonna get day for day. You know, you probably end up doing no more than 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, but
and attorney, you got a lot more wiggle room. And the feds, their attorneys can't really do too much.
no, they ain't trying to do nothing.
No, because it's already a deal cut.
Yeah, they ain't trying to do nothing. They working with the feds.
Yeah.
The
I
attorney.
learned that when I went to sentencing, and I pulled out a case to knock some time off my sentence, and my public pretender got mad, like, why you bring that up? Like, you mad because I brought this up? I'm not stupid. I can research too. And I know that I can get some time off if I cite
Right.
this case. You know, and that's the thing that, like you said, in the feds, they nobody, they all working together, man.
Yeah, they're officers of the court. You know, and another thing is, I want to tell guys out there, look, you get cracked on some dope, man. Look, and they offer you a good deal versus trying to fight it. Man, look, take the deal, save your money. Don't spend that shit on no attorneys, man, because the attorneys are going to do the same thing. All the other attorneys, they're just going to gank you for your money and say, look, man, we're going to try to do this for you. We're going to try to do that. They ain't going to do a damn thing.
Spend $250,000, still got to do time.
Spend $250,000 and look, you could have just took the deal and been out and still had your $250,000 on top of what you already got.
I've only seen I've seen a couple cats where, you know, they spent, you know, one cat in particular, he spent over $1 million, couple million, they took a couple million, but he finally got, but he still did 22, 23, but he had a life, he got the life off, but he still did the 20, you know, so it's like you said, the feds, man, they want to break your back, man.
Yeah, but he only had life because he didn't know the law, but if he knew the law, and would explain to the court that, hey, this is supposed to be this and this and that, you know what I'm saying? He still wouldn't have to pay that meal.
Exactly.
If he knew the law.
Yeah. Well, that's the game I tell people all the time. It's like,
know the law.
But most dudes, they don't know nothing about the law. They don't know nothing about what your rights is. Like you said, they don't even know the Bill of Rights. The average kid out there don't know what the Constitution is. People out there talking about they're gangster, but when you get up in there, they start shepherdizing and Black's Law Dictionary. Remember, Harold, you see it show us in the Black's Law?
Yeah.
He said, look at the definition of attorney. A torn. To turn over your rights. It says, by the last definition, it says imbecile. You're a goddamn imbecile when you're in the court. An imbecile is a person who's incapable of handling their own affairs.
That's right.
So when I looked at that, and it says, I'm like, goddamn, I was retarded. Basically, I was retarded, and the attorney was explaining that I committed a crime and I was retarded. Therefore, I need to go sit down for a decade. Dude, it's horrible, bro. I felt like I felt so stupid, man. When Harold used to tell me stuff, man, I'd be awake for hours. I couldn't even sleep sometimes.
Yeah.
I
remember.
Dude, I'd wake up, as soon as the doors crack, I'd go up there and say, dude, let me look at this. I just ready to see. See, I told you. And it's like, but once you, I mean, we didn't learn until afterwards. We didn't know none of this stuff going in. If we came in there with some ammo, we had no ammo. We were just sitting there like,
yeah,
you know, letting the attorney talk for us.
We was stuck. We was stupid.
Man, it's and I tell people, it's like nowadays, especially like I said, with all the cameras, social media, you guys out here, man, you guys just need to just live. There's so many other things. Live your life, man. It ain't
real. Stop trying to impress people you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a big thing right there. That sends lots of people to prison besides watching Scarface.
You know, another thing too, though, Boo, when you know, reflecting on what on that point right there, I tell people that prison doesn't have a commercial, so the commercials is all this stuff we see now on social media and rapper, because it's like this is creating cases for these guys that fill bed space.
Yeah.
These dudes, I mean, like, you know, they're just, you know, you run around and you commit a crime. It's like, dude, okay, we got a bed waiting for you.
They don't care. They open 24/7.
Keep telling you guys, trying to give you some game, man. Big Hurt 916, Prison Talk.